Philip Giaccone, July 12, 1932, May 5, 1981, also known as Philly Lucky, was an American mobster in the Bonanno crime family who was murdered with Dominic Trinchera and Alan Delicato for planning to overthrow Bonanno boss Philip Rastelli. Biography. Giaccone was born in the Ridgewood, Queens. His father died during the 1930s, leaving Giaccone, his sisters and brothers, and mother to fend for themselves during the Great Depression. Serving as an altar boy, Giaccone grew up as a strict Catholic. Giaccone had good grades in school and graduated from high school. As a young man, he became a protégé of Bonanno under boss Giovanni Bonventuri. Giaccone had a wife Annette, a daughter Corinne, and a son Philip Giaccone Jr. He was an in-law to Gambino crime family boss Carlo Gambino. Giaccone's legitimate business was Pinto Trucking, a trucking firm in South Ozone Park, Queens that served also as a headquarters for his crew. During his life, Giaccone was never convicted of a crime. By the mid-1970s, the Bonanno family was in turmoil. After official boss Philip Rastelli went to prison in 1975, Capo Carmine Galanti took control of the family. It is suspected that the heads of the other New York Five families collaborated with Rastelli to arrange Galanti's death. They supposedly viewed Galanti's greed and ambition as a threat to all their interests. On July 12, 1979, gunmen, one of whom was allegedly Anthony Indelicato, murdered Galanti at Joe and Mary's Italian-American restaurant in Bushwick, Brooklyn. After the Galanti murder, a fight for control of the family started. Joseph Mazzino began jockeying for power with Dominic "Sonny Black" Napolitano, another Rastelli loyalist capo. Both men were themselves threatened by another faction seeking to depose the absentee boss led by capos Alphonse, Sonny Red and Delicato, Dominic, Big Trinchera and Giaccone. The commission initially tried to maintain neutrality, but in 1981, Mazzino got word from his informants that the three capos were stocking up on automatic weapons and planning to kill the Rastelli loyalists within the Bonanno family to take complete control. Mazzino turned to Colombo crime family boss Carmine Persico and Gambino boss Paul Castellano for advice. They told him to act immediately. The three capos' murder on May 5, 1981, Mazzino loyalists shot and killed Giaccone, Trinchera, and Indelicato in a Brooklyn nightclub. On the pretext of working out a peace agreement, Mazzino had invited them to meet with him at the 2020 nightclub in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn. However, Mazzino's real plan was to assassinate the capos. The ambush was set in the club storeroom, with Salvatore Vitali and three other gunmen wearing ski masks hiding in a closet. One of the gunmen was mobster Vito Rizzuto, who came from Montreal, Quebec, Canada with another Canadian mobster to help Mazzino. Mazzino told the men to avoid shooting so that bullets wouldn't spray around the room. Mazzino also brought drop gloves and ropes for disposing of the bodies afterwards. When the capos arrived at the 2020, Mazzino and Bonanno mobster Gerlando Sciascia and Franklino escorted them to the storeroom. As the men entered the room, Sciascia brushed his hand through his hair, giving the prearranged signal. Vitali and gunmen rushed out of the closet, with Rizzuto yelling, "It's a hold-up." Mazzino immediately punched Giaccone, knocking him to the floor, and also stopping Indelicato from escaping. Giaccone got up and tried to run out of the room, but was blocked up against a wall with Trinchera. The gunman killed Giaccone with a volley of submachine gun fire. The three capos were unarmed, as was the rule when attending a peace meeting. Lino, who had escaped, was brought instead of Indelicato's son, but was quickly won over to Mazzino's side. After the killings, the Bonanno gunmen transported the three bodies to a lot in Lindenwood, Queens, in an area known as the Hole. The lot was a Gambino mob graveyard. Gambino crime family capo John Gotti arranged for his men to bury the bodies there as a favor to Mazzino. A few weeks later, on May 28, Authorities discovered Indelicado's body and removed it from the lot. In October 2004, after some children reported finding a body in the Lindenwood lot, FBI agents excavated the property and discovered the bodies of Giaccone and Trinchero. Among the personal items they unearthed was a Piaget watch that had belonged to Giaccone's wife. In December 2004, the bodies were positively identified as Giaccone and Trinchero. On June 23, 2005, Mazzino, then a government witness to avoid the death penalty, pleaded guilty to several murders including those of Giaccone, Trinchero, and Indelicado. He receives 2 life sentences in prison. On May 4, 2007, after being extradited to the United States, Rizzuto pleaded guilty in a Brooklyn court to reduced charges in the murder of 3 capos and was sentenced to 10 years in state prison. See also List of solved missing persons cases. In popular culture, in the 1997 film Donnie Brasco, Philip Giaccone was portrayed by Tony Lip. In the 2017 Canadian TV series Bad Blood, in a flashback, Giaccone was portrayed by Massimo Canestrino. External links: Human remains linked to mob. New York Times defendant linked to mob murder plot. New York Times, by Arnold H. Lubash. References